Would you believe me if I told you that Robocop is one of the most politically intelligent movies of all time? Or that it was directed by one of the most politically interesting filmmakers of all time? Because both those things are true, and I'll explain why. Robocop was made in the 80s when Ronald Reagan was trying to privatize everything, meaning he was handing over government institutions to corporations and other private entities. And Robocop satirizes this by showing what it would be like if the police were privatized somewhere in the future. Early on in the movie, the police force is completely taken over by a giant corporate conglomerate called Omni Consumer Products, which is a hilarious name that's a parody of megacorporations in and of itself. And these guys, among other things, are a defense company that sells weapons like Raytheon and Boeing in real life. And once they take over the police, they can use taxpayer money to buy their own products, which in this movie are mainly high-tech attack robots. And this is very similar to how the military-industrial complex works in real life, selling their products to the government and then lobbying the government to make sure that they continue buying those products. And these military-grade weapons are often also sold to police forces, which is part of the reason why our police are so hyper-militarized, which again is something that's being satirized in Robocop. The movie also looks at the decay of American society, as it's set in a futuristic, almost post-apocalyptic version of Detroit, which the corporation wants to transform into a city for the rich called Delta City, which reminds me a lot of Cop City in Atlanta, or Elon's Starbase City that he wanted to build in Texas. The movie also parodies the media, which takes the chaos and violence that people are seeing all around them, repackages it, and then sells it back to them as a commodity. That, and they're always trying to sell you something.
I'd buy that for $1.
The movie also has a human element, as at the beginning, Robocop is a family man who does his job the best that he can. But as the movie goes on, he literally becomes a machine for the system and for their methods of profit extraction. So if you thought Robocop was just a cheesy 80s action movie, well, it is, but it's also really intelligent, and you should watch it again. The film's director, Paul Verhoeven, grew up under German occupation in World War II, and that experience influenced all of his films. And our country is looking more and more like one of his movies every single day.